Okay, welcome students to your lesson 2.2. Okay, welcome back. So now, we will continue our lesson, no? From lesson 1.1, we will discuss about lesson 2.2. So what is our lesson 2.2 all about? So, the topic is about lesson technology as a way of revealing. So, the lesson objectives, no? At the end of this lesson, the student should be able to first explain the concept of human condition before science and technology, identify the change that happened in human condition after science and technology, and name the ways on how technology aided in revealing the truth about human being. So, the human, we will talk about human before common era. So, what is common era? This is our era, okay? So, or the era where people came together to form civilization. They came together to form cities. They came together to form countries, okay? So, why, ma'am? Because the early humans class, wala pang ganito. No, wala pang civilization, no, wala pang ganon. So they usually are nomads. Okay? So nomads, there are no nomads species. Okay? So what are nomads, ma'am? Nomads means they do not settle in one place. No, unlike us in this modern era. So we have houses. No, we have residents. So we go home. No, to our house or what we called home. Okay. So, but this is not applicable actually in the early humans. Okay. So in Stone Age, no, where the people that do not have still yet civilization, no, formal civilization or maybe writing, no, not yet. But there is a simple language, no, and a simple arithmetic, but not really when you compare it into the when of course we have talked about early civilization. You cannot compare it to like that. Okay, so it's so simple, no? These early humans are living in the open, okay, or living inside a cave, okay. So they when they build the house, the shelter is only temporary because they will transfer from place to place when in a certain place there is no food already. Okay, so the modes of the source of food usually is fruits and animal. It's more on hunting. So if there are no animals in that area, so they will mag-aal sa balutan na kumbaga, and then maglilipat na naman sa ibang lugar na marami na naman ma-hunt yung mga early people, no? The early people. Okay. So Homo erectus has been using fire to cook. Okay, so ano tong Homo erectus, ma'am? Okay, so of course, us, we are a living form of organism. Okay? So, an organism, when it comes to biology, all of us, no, all of the living organism have a scientific name, and human beings have no exemption to that. Okay? So, for example, like the modern man, okay, we are called the Homo sapien, okay, the Homo sapiens, okay. So, the Homo erectus are a relative of Homo sapiens, which is us. Okay? So, this Homo erectus actually, this doesn't exist anymore in this modern times because of intermarriages, or maybe they are the ones who were wiped out, no, the line, no, the genetic line was wiped out, or maybe not, no, it was just incorporated into the genes, no, nagpakasal ang Homo erectus sa Homo sapien, no, kasi and then to the point na wala nang traces ng ano to, yung Homo erectus sa DNA, sa genes nung individual, kaya ang na-retain na lang is the Homo sapien. Okay? So wala nang Homo erectus actually in this present times. Okay? But then in the early times, marami yan sila, no? The same also with the Homo sapiens. Okay, so hindi lang at that time, hindi lang Homo sapiens ang gumagamit ng fire to cook, but also them. So, all the while, without realizing the law of friction and heat, no? In this modern time, we know what is a laws of friction and heat. Okay? But then, on that time, that is actually this time, no, when you look at this picture, no, in front of you, no, they are cooking, no, they are able to produce fire, and this they use this fire on what on provide them then heat, no, to cook their food, no, to mold their metal, no, for accessories or weapons. Okay, so they are using fire to do this without realizing any of these characteristics of scientific characteristics of the heat and friction. Okay, so they know the practical use of fire. So the tools from stone and flints marks the era of the Stone Age. Okay? So nung time na itong mga early people, when they mostly use stone, no? So this is what we call the era of the Stone Age. Okay? So I know that you're familiar with Stone Age because there are many cartoons and animations, no, that have story with regards to Stone Age. Okay? So during the advent of our very own Homo sapien. Okay? So sometimes class, no, Homo erectus, Homo erectus, they say, no, the scientists say that the Homo erectus is the early relative. Okay, so evolve daw ang Homo erectus. That's the reason why nawala sila, because this Homo erectus in the earlier times, naging Homo sapiens sila. Okay, so this is one of the theories of the science of the biologists, the evolutionary biologists. Okay, so early people discover minerals and began forging metalwork. Okay, so ano yung mga minerals na to? Like gold, like silver, okay, like copper. Okay, so these of course minerals, no, or these metals can only be forged, or you can only bend it or mold it in your desire when you use heat. Okay, so another is they hunt. No, they only not hunt animals for food, but also for fur clothing and animal skin. No, they are primarily used for comfort against harsh winds. Okay, so they begin to cover themselves up out of necessity. So wala silang choice. No, kailangan nilang they need the fur of the animal, no, because of course you know that humans have only bare skin, no, we have a very tiny hair, or we have tiny hair that it's not enough to protect us from harsh conditions like extreme heat or extreme cold, okay, or harsh winds. So they need the animal skin, no, to cover themselves, no, because it is a necessity, no, to survive. Okay, so they usually strip out the skin, no, with the fur, and they clean this, no, they clean and they put something on the skin so it will not produce odor. Okay, sometimes they use a salt, maybe salt solution, maybe, or what, so or anything herbal, no, so it will not smell. Okay, and then later on it will be dried under the sun, and later on they can use this. Okay. And then, people of the time has also painstakingly wrought and hewed said figures in honor of some deity. Okay? So, initial roster of primary gods includes object they encounter through their day-to-day lives. Okay, so eto na ata. Look at this image. No? I have an example here. Okay? So, this at the left, no, leftmost picture. This one of the earliest, no, wrought, it means they sculptured some figures, no, to honor, no, to what kinukanto nila, kumbaga sinasamba nila. Okay, so this first picture on the left is a god of fertility, no, so it means kaya nga this have a very big bosom, no, and a big stomach because it bears children. Okay, so when a couple have a difficulty in having children, okay, so they will go in this deity, no, to ask for they pray for they are given children, okay? Para mabuntis yung babae. So usually ito yung deity dati. So this is one of the earliest deity. Okay? So another, I know that you're familiar with this. These are the Greek gods, okay? So I know that you're familiar with Zeus, no, the god of thunder, okay? And Aphrodite, okay, the god of love, okay? So Apollo, okay, the god of light, okay? So I know that you're familiar with this because there are many Hollywood movies that use this concept, no, of the diet of the Greek deity. Okay, and also this, no, the early Egypt. Okay, so they have their god, no, named Ra, which means the sun. Okay, so of course they have other gods too, no. They have the god of the dead, they have the god of agriculture, they have the god of the river, no. God of the river, I think it's Memphis. Okay, so I'm not really. I just know Ra because it's very it's known really that Ra is the main god. No, there are many gods and goddesses, but Ra is the main god of the early Egypt civilization. Okay, so this is a continuation, no. What is the human condition in common era? So after that, no, the human condition in before the common era. Now we will talk about the human condition in the common era. Okay? So now, these are the start when people gather together already, no? Hindi na sila by ano to tawag by families, no, where they go from place to place. No, now they are they are forming communities now, no, like tribes, okay? So this is the start of the common era class, no? Actually mag-start yan sa mga community muna, small communities, and then afterwards nagiging tribe na sila, and then afterwards nagiging small civilization na sila, and then large civilizations, and then later on it will upgrade and upgrade until this present time. Okay. So, driven by their primal need to survive, humans were quick to find ways to drive off other megafaunas. Okay? Threatening a prospective hunting spot. Okay? So, di ba kakasabi ko lang kanina na in the human condition before the common era and then the human condition in the common era are somewhat similar. Okay? So, nung time na nag-common era na, hindi pa rin, even though na lumalaki na yung community ng tao, no, lumalaki, ibig sabihin, pag lumalaki, mas dumadami ang tao, of course, mas maraming pagkain ang kailangan. Okay? So, of course, that is the direct relationship of that. There are many humans, of course, there are many necessities also. The main necessity is food, okay, and water. Okay? So, it must, the community must provide food and water or they need to find ways. Okay? So, because of this, of course, because the main source of food is, remember class, wala pang kwan nito ha, wala pang agriculture, hindi pa nagtatanim ang mga ancestors natin. No, they're not doing that. No, hindi pa, wala pang ganyan, wala pang irrigation, wala pang ganon. Okay? So, we talk about that in the early civilizations. Actually, yung mga early civilizations that we have talked about previously in our lesson, medyo advanced na yun. Ito masyadong early to. Masyadong napaka-crude, no? Kumbaga napaka-early nito. Okay? So before that the development of the civilizations that we have talked about in the previous lesson. Okay? So ngayon, in every spot na naghahunt sila, lahat ng megafaunas, do you know what is a mega? Mega means yung mga sobrang laki. Faunas mean animals, the big animals in the in the prospective hunting spot kung nasan sila, nauubusan sila. So, the best example of this, no, is the mammoth. Okay? Mammoth is an ice age species, no? Actually, after the ice age, it does hindi some scientists, no, actually ngayon lang nalaman, recently lang nalaman na extinct ang mammoth because of the melting of ice. Because nung time na nag-evolve ang mammoth is because of the ice, on the time of the ice age. But no, recent studies show that, no, it was not the melting of the ice, no, that is the cause why the mammoth extinct. It is because of excessive hunting of human beings in the early human beings, to be exact. Okay, so not only mammoth, but we have armadillos today. Also armadillos, the giant armadillos. Okay, giant armadillos, you cannot see that anymore in this present time because it is also hunted to extinction by the early humans. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, dati pa pala, talagang ganyan na pala ang kwan, no? Mas worse talaga pala ang kwan dati. Actually, they are just two of the example of the megafaunas and faunas, no, that were extinct because of this excessive hunting. Okay? So, wala pang domestication class ng kwan, domestication ng animals. So, what does it mean domestication, ma'am? Ibig sabihin, nag-aalaga ka ng baboy para kainin mo, or nag-aalaga ka ng baka para kainin, or nag-aalaga ka ng chicken para kainin. Wala pa. That is called domestication class. It means that you will be the one who will cultivate that animal and then feed it until it will grow, and then you will eat it. Or before you will eat it, you will let it produce many offspring before you will eat it. So that offspring will grow later on. Okay? So para hindi maubos ang supply ng pagkain. So that is what we call domestication. Wala pang ganyan. Okay? So, iba yung tao dati kung ano nakikitang animal, kung makain, kainin. Okay? Kasi wala pang, just imagine, wala pa tayong domestication and farming. Okay? So, there's no such thing as like that. Okay? Later on na yan siya class na-develop, yung practices na yan. Okay? So, the ongoing extinction of several species, both flora and fauna, due to human activity. So, just imagine na hindi lang para fauna. Fauna means animals, okay? Flora means plants, okay? So, all the plants, no? You can call that flora, okay? Flora means the plurality, all of the plants, trees, no? That's flora. The fauna is all the living things, animals, okay? So, this is because due to human activity, okay? So, they began to hunt. Okay, so, ito sa common era, nag-start na pala mag-farm, okay? That's good. And produce things with prospects of profit. Okay, so ngayon nag-start na ang prospect of profit. What does it mean, prospect of profit? Ibig sabihin, nag-start na mag-trade, nag-start na mag-sell ng products. Okay? So that actually, this is the reason why kaya nagkakaroon na ng community class. Kasi kung hindi malaki ang community, para saan pa may profit? Para saan pa kanino ka magbebenta ng products? Sa kamag-anak mo lang? No, hindi ganon. So this is actually what binds, no, the people, no, the families to make a community because of the trade, no. So when they could not sell products, they used their skills and got compensated for it. Okay? So kung hindi sila makakasell, ginagamit nila yung skill nila, for example, carpentry or making pot, no, like that. So they are compensated for their skills. So of course, yung money nila dati wala pa talagang ganun, wala pang currency class, ha. Ito, for example, nagawa mo na yung bahay ko. Okay, so bigyan kita ng palay, or bibigyan kita ng yung na-hand ko nung isang araw, a portion of this as a payment of your labor. Okay? So, this started, no, bringing forth a specialized group of artisans. So, ano yung mga artisans, ma'am? Artisans are carpenters, no, yung mga painters, o sa time na to, hindi pa kailangan yung mga painters, no, like pottery, no, gumagawa ng pots, no, kasi kailangan yan for cooking their food, okay? Or ano pa ba, yung the molding of gumagawa ng mga weapons, no? These are artisans class, okay? So artisans are the peoples who have skills in making things, okay? So physical strength are valued the most, okay? So itong time na to class is itong common era na to, early common era, is kailangan malakas ka kasi of course you need to hunt, no? Okay, so you need to hunt. Ngayon, sa era natin in this present times, ang pinaka-valued na kwan is not the physical strength actually, it is the mental strength. Mas matalino ka, okay, mas yayaman ka, no? So tingnan niyo yung pagkakaiba ng eras, no? Nung time na early ang era, you need physical strength to be at the top of the community. Ngayon naman, no, in this present era, you need to be the most intelligent, no, and skillful, okay, at the same time. Okay? So, for you to be at the top of the community also. Okay? So, it's like that. No? Napaka-contrast. Okay? So, although there are appeared to be as many intellectual gifted figures, just the same. Okay? So, ganon. So ngayon, we will talk about, tapos na tayo, no? What happened before the Common Era, what is the life of early humans, and then during the Common Era, what is the life of early humans. So we can already um, um, compare that. So now we will talk about the essence of technology. Okay, so when we talk about technology today, it's all around us. No, even the clothing that we are wearing. Okay, so the food that we eat actually is a product of technology. Okay, so nothing is touched. Nothing is not touched by technology in this present times. Okay, so modern humans are reliant on technology in their search for good life. Okay, so kasi ganyan na yan eh, 'di ba? Kakasabi ko lang kanina, kung sino mas yung gumagawa kasi ng technology, no, when you see science and then technology, they are the most intelligent people. So kaya nga in this present era, you have mental strength, no, than the other, no, compared to others. Okay, so humans are reduced into the amount of productivity they are able to render during their lifetime. Okay, so nung time ng mga kaluluan natin, okay, yung mga great grandparent, great grandparents, siguro nasa Stone Age na yon. Okay, until sa lifetime nila, class, no, sa lifetime nila, actually hindi ata na sila on that time, no, in the early times, hindi tumatagal talaga ang life ng tao, no? Kasi like for example, hindi na, ma'am, hindi, baka kuwan yan. Di marami, actually mas parang mas mahaba naman ang life ng tao dati kaysa sa ngayon, kasi nakikita ko yung mas maraming sa generation dati, mas maraming tumatanda. Okay. So, hindi ko naman sinasabi na hindi mahaba yung buhay nila kasi namamatay sila dahil sa sakit. No. It is because of predation. Remember, nakita ninyo, maraming, I just talked previously na inubos ng mga tao yung mammoth and the giant animals. It doesn't mean na lahat ng yung pwede nilang kainin. There are also predators, no? Like the saber-tooth tiger, kumakain yun ng tao. Okay? So yan na, actually that's one of the reasons that's why people are nomads, no? Kasi there are also predators that are hunting them. Okay? So yung mga ganon. Okay? So there are many there are many factors, no? Like for example, it's lack of clothing, no? Hindi talaga ganun ka-secured ang clothing kasi nakakasakit sila. Okay? So, hindi kwan ang bahay, no? Like, for example, the cave, hindi ganun ka-secured. Okay? So, ganun pa rin, nagkakasakit sila. At yung hygiene, no? Hindi kagaya ngayon na talagang you have a place where to go to when the nature calls. Okay? And then afterwards, you need a place also to cook your food. Okay? So, ganun. Hygienic na tayo ngayon, no? Unlike dati, hindi ganun. Okay, so, by too much reliance, but, no, yun na nga, because of technology, our life has been almost, yung kumbaga, dati, naghahabulan tayo naghahabol ang early humans ng mammoth. Ganyan ka-stress ang ancestor natin. Kailangan maghanap ng mammoth, kailangan mag-hunt ng mammoth. Ngayon, wala na. Kasi, because of technology, kaya na natin magparami ng manok. Kaya, dahil sa mga feeds na dinevelop ng mga scientists, no? Kaya nang palakihin agad-agad ang baboy, no? Para makatay na. No, kayang patabain, kahit ilang months pa lang, 3 months pa lang, mataba na ang baboy, grabe. Actually, that is that is a product of technology. Okay? So ngayon, because of our technology, no, wala na tayong problema sa food. We have already food security. Okay? So, wag kayong mag-isip plus na when you say about technology, ang iniisip nyo lang is about mga tab, a cellphone, computer, no? It's not like that. It will never, ever be limited to that. Okay? Siguro kasi you're thinking about that because that is yan yung parating yung nakikita. Okay? So, I cannot blame you. But actually, everything is technology. Like for example, this cloth. Okay? So, ano ba yung ginagamit ng mga kuhan? Ano ba yung ginagamit class sa mga dating na mga early kuhan natin, early people natin? They need to kill animals just to have furs. Now, later on, syempre, siguro naubos na yung animal na, ano to tawag, naubos na yung animal na source ng fur, they need to do something, no? Para magkaroon ng, ano to tawag, magkaroon ng clothing. So, doon na nag-start ang weaving. They need to weave clothes, okay? So, kung alam nyo lang, no, when you know in the early 1900s, cotton cloths are very, very expensive. Cotton, ha? Cotton. White clothes, no? White clothing is very expensive class because usually pag white kasi ang ano to tawag, ang garments, it's usually made up of cotton. Okay? Pero ngayon, almost everything is very cheap. No, not cheap, affordable. Anyone can buy it. Okay? Actually, you can buy it this month for next month. Okay? For another cloth. So that is how comfortable we are right now because of technology. Okay? So bakit naging panyan, ma'am? Bakit naging ano to tawag? Bakit naging mas cheaper ang cotton? First, because of the modern technology of agriculture. Mas alam na ngayon ng tao kung paano magparami ng cotton. Alam na ngayon may mga machines na because of the use of technology how to harvest cotton in a short amount of time. And then there is also a machine na kayang mag-treat sa cotton. So, ngayon, mas supply na ang ginagawa. Maramihan na ang gumagawa kasi may mga makina na. So, kapag mas marami na ang ginagawa, ibig sabihin, mas, the law of economics, the supply and demand. Okay? So, pag mas marami ang supply, okay, pag mas marami, the supply is large, but the demand is low, the item is affordable. Okay? But, if the supply is low, no, kagaya dati, no, masyadong low ang supply kasi wala pa mang ganung technology. Mababa lang yung supply ng magawa ng kwan, tapos mano-mano pa ginagawa lahat, kamay-kamay lang, tinatahi, grabe ang kwan, tinatapak-tapakan, no, so ganun ang ginagawa dati. So, pero kung ganun na kagrabe ang pagod ng ginawa ng tao, pero iilan damit lang ang magawa. So, the supply is low, but the demand means ang daming gustong bumili. The demand is high. Yung item na yun, mahal. Okay? So, yan ang ginagamit ng mga branded na mga, na mga luxury, garments. Like, for example, the Gucci, no? The Gucci, all of the items in Gucci are handmade. Okay? Talagang gawa talaga ng artisans. Handmade lahat ginagawa. So, that's the reason why Gucci is very expensive, no? Louis Vuitton bags, no? Ang Louis Vuitton bags, hindi yan siya mass-produced class na tinatahi-tahi lang sa factory. No, hindi ganon. All of it is made by the hands from the artisans. That's the reason why Louis Vuittons and other luxury brands are very, very expensive because of that. Kasi hindi yan kayang i-mass produce. So, kaya man i-mass produce, pero of course, you are, kinukuha nyo na yung quality nung, nung product. Pero sa kanila, they are ensuring the quality of the products. That's the reason why these artisans, no, in this luxury garments are important, no? So, ganon. Yan yung kwan dyan. So, by too much reliance on technology, humans lose track of things that matter. Okay? Kasi ngayon, madali na lahat eh. No? Dati, grabe talagang habulan para makakain ka lang. Okay? Pero kapag makakakuan ka naman, grabe naman ang papasalamat. No, that is yan din ang kwan, no. Nung time, buti pa yung time ng mga ancestors natin. Every time that they have food, that they receive bountiful food, parang meron talaga silang feast, so they nagpapasalamat sila kung sino man yan ang nagbigay ng food, no. Ganon. Ngayon, kapag may pagkain na dyan, parang wala na kasi everything is easy, no. So, kumbaga, in this modern era, everything is easy now to you will just buy, no, and then okay na. Okay? So, reducing their surroundings to their economic value. Okay, so ganun. So, yan ang nangyayari. Wala nang challenge. Yan, napapansin nyo kapag walang challenge masyado ang bagay-bagay, parang, ano to tawag, you are, something parang you do not appreciate things. Okay? So, pag ma-challenge ang isang bagay, then you really appreciate that, talaga ito, pinaghirapan ko talaga to. So, itatago ko talaga to kasi may sentimental value, nahirapan talaga ako sa pagkuha nito. Pero something na you don't have challenge, no? That's an opposite of that. Okay, so now we will talk about Martin Heidegger. Okay, so Martin Heidegger is a philosopher, no? He's a philosopher that argued that its essence or purpose and being are different from each other. Okay? Yung essence, kumbaga, ng how technology, actually, Martin Heidegger here is talking about how technology affects us, no? Our life, no? So, kumbaga sinasabi niya dito is essence and purpose and being are different from each other. But later on class, I will give you an article of Martin Heidegger, no? I will let you read this and internalize, no, what he really wants to say, no? Technology can either be perceived as first, a means to achieve man's end, and second, that which constitute human activity. So the second perspective paints technology in such a way that each period reveals a particular character regarding man's being. So dito sa kanyang sa writing ni Martin Heidegger, sinasabi niya, no, he is describing ano yung character ng tao for every period of time. Okay? And then, of course, there is the implication of technology in that. Okay. So, that will be the end for the lesson 2.2. But before that, no, reflect on these questions. Okay? First, what would have happened to humankind if technology do not exist? So, no, paano kaya nun, no? Kung ang technology do not exist. So, what will happen to the humankind? Second, reflect on this question. Do you agree with Martin Heidegger, which is I will give you the article later on, in his idea that technology should only be seen as one of the approaches in perceiving truth? Okay? What are the other possible approaches we should consider? Okay? So, reflect on that question also. And then, after this lesson, I will give you the article of Martin Heidegger so for you to read. So, that will be your assignment. Okay? So, that will be the end of the topic for lesson 2.2. Okay? So, class, thank you for listening. Okay? So, see you again for lesson 2.3, which is we are tackling, no, all about the good life. Okay, so good life. What is good life? No, with regards to the effects of science and technology. Okay, God bless everyone and stay safe.